How's it going, guys? Welcome to another Cocos2D tutorial. And in this tutorial I decided that it's time to cover menus. Now, the most common use for a menu is pretty much right after your app opens. You see a menu of, maybe one button is start the game, maybe one is how to play, maybe one is my other games. That's one use for a menu. But there are also other uses for a menu. For example, as you're playing your game, you can have a little toolbar at the bottom, and this can be, control your character, move it left and right, jump. You can use a menu to do things like that as well. So there are a lot of different uses for a menu, not only as soon as your application opens up to give you a bunch of choices. So that's what we're going to be building today. So yeah, enough of me rambling on. Let's just get right into it. So go ahead and create new Xcode project and Cocos2D application, and choose this and go ahead and name it. Well, I'm gonna name mine menu. You can name it anything you want, and go ahead and save this right there. Now, since we're going to be working with menus, what you typically want to do is create your custom buttons in Photoshop or Illustrator, maybe, or maybe you want to pay someone to develop them for you if you suck at Photoshop. But just for now, just go ahead and download any images off the computer. I got this image right here of a guy getting beamed in the face with a soccer ball, and drag them over to resources. Let me just copy this and add. And this is going to be one button. Again, I just found the first, small little square image I saw. And I got another one of a pizza right here. And drag this into resources too. So these are going to be our two, images. Again, just use any images you can find. It doesn't matter for this tutorial. Alright. So now what we want to do is we want to expand classes and take a look at our, what are they called? Classes. Of course. So what file we're going to be working in is this hello world scene.m. This is pretty much our main file, more or less. So let me go ahead and expand this and move this over to give some space to work with. And alright, so the first thing we want to do is go down to our if statement. Yeah, we won't. Alright, here's what we'll do. Go ahead and take out everything in here, because this is pretty much just stuff to write hello world on the screen. Bam. Now we have a blank slate. We can do what we want. So check this out. All menus need some kinds of items in them. And I already told you about images if you want to create custom buttons and stuff like that. But you can also have a menu with labels, which is pretty much just text on the screen. Or you can put sprites in your menu, which of course you know what those are. So you can pretty much add anything you want to your menu. It just needs some kind of items in it. If you don't have a menu with items in it, you're just going to have a blank menu, aka a worthless piece of code. So here is how you add an image item. CC menu item image. Of course, this is different if you want to add a label or anything like that. And just go ahead and name your item anything like item 1 and set it equal to this. CC menu item image, just like that, and item from normal image, and a bunch of parameters are going to pop up. Just go ahead and hit tab, and the first thing you want to, yeah, we're going to need more parameters then. Anyways, the first parameter is this. What is the file name of when your button first pops up on the screen? What do you want it to look like normal? Well, ball face.ping, because that's just the image that we just imported. Now, selected image is as your finger is pressing down on the button, what image do you want to use? And this can either be the same or different. I'm just going to make this the same, ball face.ping, right like that. Now, this is a menu with two different kinds of constructors. So, for example, we can have those two parameters and it'll create a button. But if you want this button to do something, you can also have a target parameter, and I'm going to put target self. That means the method that I'm going to create to make this button do is going to be in this class. And there we go. And the selector is going to be this, at selector, and make a method called do this with a parameter. So then of course you got your close this, and semicolon. So here is normally, if you don't have a button that's pretty much just an image, here's what you want to do. You want to give it a target, which is self, if the object is in this class, which it usually is, and selector do this. This means that we're going to be creating a method called do this later on, and whenever you press the button, this is the method that's going to be called. Alright, so this looks good to go. We'll see if we have any errors later on when we build. So that creates the menu item, but we need to create the menu itself to put the items in, and this is really easy. CC menu, and just go ahead and name it menu, and set this equal to, yep, definitely don't want to do that. Menu, set it equal to, there we go, CC menu, menu with items, just like that. And now as the parameters, what items do you want to put in? Well, you want to put in item 1 because it's the only item we have, and you have to terminate it, this method, with nil. Nil signifies the end of your menu. So if you want to have a menu with only one item, and that's what we do right now because we only have one item, just put item 1 comma nil. If you have 2 items, put item 1 comma item 2 comma nil. Simple enough. So now, just like all objects pretty much, we need to add this menu to our scene. So go ahead and put self add child, and for your parameter, just go ahead and put menu, and this will add the menu to the scene. Now there's one more thing we need to do. Of course, we created this do this method, so if we go ahead and build it right now, we're probably going to get something weird that's going to happen. You know, it's not going to run right no matter what if we don't get an error. So that's the thing about Cocos2D. Your error messages don't pop up all the time, so let's check this out. It pops up, then it turns, and it flashes, and you know, it doesn't really give you any error right here, so no indication. So if you get that, this might be what you have to do. Void, we told it right here that we were going to have a do this method when our button is pressed. So let's go ahead and write do this, and whenever we write this colon right here, we said it's going to take a parameter. So the parameter is going to be ID sender, and you know, you don't even have to make your method do anything, you just need to have it in there. So now whenever we build and run this, hopefully, of course, no error messages are going to pop up. Check this out. We have a menu right here, and whenever we click this, the do this method is actually being called. We just don't have anything in the method, so that's why nothing is happening. So in the next tutorial, what we're going to be doing is adding some functionality to this button and coding the do this method. So we're going to be learning how to add a new scene, and whenever we click this button, instead of doing nothing, because you know it's pretty cool right now, but we want to do something, what we want to do is be able to go to a new scene. So that's for our next tutorial. Thank you for watching now. I hope you learned a little bit something, and I'm probably posting all this code on my forum if you need it. So anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.